Okay. Is it working now, the audio? Okay, perfect. So, so please mute the mute the video because the audio is entering. So, Ivana, could you mute? You too? Could you mute the volume? Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So, hello everybody, and welcome to this evening. At night, we talk about food and we talk about politics. I'm just sorry because we had just some few technical problems, and that's why we have just 3 minutes of delay. It is not so much. So this evening we will talk about Catalan Cream, so a very famous Spanish dessert. And here with me we are having Pietro Maccari from the Bologna team in Italy, Xenia Ivanova from the Paris group in France, and Ivan Villarta from Madrid, so Spain. Today is the second day of the Europe Week, so enjoy this evening, this live. And first of all, I'd like to ask to my guests to present themselves. So first of all, Ivan, and then Xenia, and then Pietro. Go, Ivan.
Okay, thank you, Paolo. My name is Ivan. I'm from Volt Madrid. I have involved with the party not for long, only for like 2 weeks, but I really enjoy being part of this team. And today I'm gonna be the guest chef, and I'm gonna show you how to do a very typical Spanish dish or Catalan dish, that is crema catalana.
Thank you so much. Xenia, would you like to present yourself?
Wait, I have to unmute myself every time. I'm happy to see you here. I'm Expansion and Election Hub co-lead at Volt Europe, and now I'm also organizing or co-organizing the departmental campaign in Strasbourg, so we can talk about this on the Europe Day, especially as it's the European capital, officially the official European capital. So I'm really happy to be invited here, and I hope I will be good at cooking.
Good. And you, Pietro, present yourself.
Yes, hello everyone, I'm Pietro and I live in Bologna. I'm a volunteer in Volt Bologna, and actually not from Bologna, but I've been living here since I started the university. So, and it's everything now.
Good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So, Ivan, so we are at the beginning. So we can start to talk about the recipe. So maybe you could make us an introduction about this recipe. There's a lot of history behind and a lot of connection between different states in Europe. And in case also, then I'd like to ask to our tech guy, then at the end I will present to show also the recipe one side so that everybody will see the recipe. But I will let Ivan to start and present the dish. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Paolo. So this is a very simple dish, dessert, and it has been in one way or another in every part of Europe. So the first time we can hear from a custard made with eggs and milk is in the Roman Empire. So it's a quite an ancient dessert. So, but the modern version of crema catalana, that is with caramelized sugar, is more modern. The first cookbooks that speaks about this recipe are from the 17th century, and it's some of you will say, yes, this is like creme brulee. It's both are custard, because a custard is egg and milk flavored and with sugar, but creme brulee is cooked in the oven at bain-marie and is set. but crema catalana is cooked in the pot and it's not set. It's like more silky, more but both are caramelized. Also, something curious about the creme brulee is that French said that it's an original receipt from French, but English said that the first time that creme brulee appeared was in Cambridge, in the Trinity College. So they have this dispute, but probably the French are the one that are right, because the Trinity College version is from the 19th century, and we heard from creme brulee from the 17th century. So basically, this is the history, and you can see custard in a lot of ways. More thick, set, and with a lot of different flavors. Like today, we are gonna use cinnamon, orange, and lemon. But you can there are also versions with cardamom, with vanilla, and it's a quite
versatile. Yeah.
Dessert, and quite easy and always works. So if you feel confident enough, you can create the flavor you want and the texture you want.
Yeah, so we can easily say that it's the kind of recipe that you can easily find more or less everywhere in Europe, and it's a pity that we don't have some British people here. Otherwise, it would be very nice to have a kind of fight, because we all, us European, are so famous to talk about food and be so jealous of our recipes. So everybody say, "Oh, it's mine, just mine." You won't find it anywhere. So thank you so much. So we can start. So the recipe. So hope that all of you could see the ingredients right now on one side. And then we can
put everything, like I have everything. So I have just to mix.
Okay, so the first we have to do is to infuse the milk. We need just the zest of the lemon. We need it without the white part, because if it had the white part, it will bitter the crema, and we don't want that. So we want to peel it very, very, very thin. So more or less the half of the skin of the lemon, very, very thin. The same with the orange. We don't want the white part. We want just the orange part, because it's the part that have all the aroma. And this is very simple dish, but the better ingredients you use, the better the result you have. So please buy organic lemons or good quality lemons, and also with the milk and with the eggs.
Good. Well, if you see, it's very interesting that now you're using, for example, lemon and orange. That actually comes from the Mediterranean part, and so it clearly has a very strong influence from the Mediterranean side. So
it was not in the receipt actually with the lemon. So now I'm a little bit lost.
Yeah, good.
I also read something interesting about the history of cream. Can I say something?
Yeah, go. Tell us.
Yeah, I studied for this event, of course, that maybe it is part of the last part of the story that Ivan told us, that this guy that was the official cook of a duke in France, and this duke was the brother of the king. So this famous cook invented first the cream, so the traditional cream, and then he invented with this the creme brulee, and this was the origin of this. Maybe it is the last part of the story of Ivan.
Yeah. There is quite a few versions of the who invented first, because what I am sure is that it's from the 17th century, but there is like quite a few books that are from the same period of time, and you can say which one is first.
Okay, this one was from the 1619.
Yeah, probably.
Not wrong.
Okay, so shall I follow with the recipe? Or?
Yeah, so Ivan, so I see that you put in a pot, so I see the cinnamon, I see the lemon.
The lemon and the orange.
And the orange.
So we pour the milk, but not all the milk. We only pour like 3/4 of it, and we reserve the rest. And we are going to heat up very gently, not slowly, but gently, like medium fire.
Good.
Okay.
So just let me say, Ivan, that I have the same cooking induction, how to say, plate, induction plate. I have the same from Siemens, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's from Siemens.
Exactly.
Yes.
I have exactly the same model. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Do you have the same, Paolo, in Italy?
Yes, in my kitchen, I have the same.
It is not common in Italy, actually, because usually we have the flame, no? The fire.
Yeah, exactly. Usually in Italy, we used to have the gas.
Yeah, here in Spain too, but my house is a modern house, so I cannot put fire here. I would like to have fire because I prefer fire, but I cannot put here.
Do you know why, Paolo?
What?
Actually, it is because it is more expensive in Italy, the electric power, than the gas.
Oh, why that?
The nuclear energy, like in France and in Spain, and we don't have production of electric energy, but we have a lot of gas sources. This is why we
have
more gas.
Yeah, this is true. But luckily, I tell you also that I choose to have the induction in my kitchen because in the past, also when there was a time when I was living in Bologna also, and for several years I used the gas as everybody. But then, in my opinion, it's quite dangerous to have gas because if you might have some how can I say gas problem, and then it could be very dangerous. And this happened.
It's the problem of pressure, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
on the other side, it's really cleaner energy. The gas is just cleaner than everything else. Nuclear energy is clean, but quite dangerous. But then after that, the gas is the cleaner and the safest energy ever. Not sure about that one.
Yeah. So. So now the milk is going to take the more or less the taste of the lemon.
Yeah, it's going to infuse with the flavors. If you want to have like a really strong flavor of in the milk, you can heat it up and cover and let it rest like for 5 hours or even overnight. You can have there such a nice flavor and such, but you can do it the quick way and it's also very good. But if you want to do like really special, you can do do it overnight.
Yeah, I'd like also to ask to put the first part of the recipe, if possible, so that people can see what's going on at the moment.
So while the milk is heating up, the first thing we do with the dry ingredients, we mix the dry ingredients. That is the sugar and the cornstarch. This is important because the sugar is a crystal, and if we mix with the starch, we dissolve any possible lump that the starch have. So normally in other recipes, you will see that they put the sugar with the egg yolks. This is big error because if you put the sugar directly with the egg yolks, it's gonna split and it's not gonna be nice. So it's better just first the starch, the sugar, then a little bit the milk we save from the infused milk, and then the egg yolks. Because if not, it's gonna the mixture is gonna split and it's gonna be lumpy.
Oh, okay.
In my hometown, when it happens, the split, we say that the cream gets crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Exactly.
So as you can see here, this is now well mixed, and we add the milk, but mixing, moving with the whisk, because if not, it's gonna get lumpy, and we don't want that. We want a good integration of everything, and to dissolve well in the milk the starch and the sugar. Now, are you following me? Are you following me, or
Yeah.
should I wait?
So how are you? Or are you on the same step?
Yeah, more or less.
Sorry.
Because I cannot see you because my selfie camera is broken, so I cannot see the screen of the mobile phone.
Don't worry, don't worry. So if everybody is okay, ready, we can move it on. So we can move on the second step of the recipe. So because we already add the milk, the cold milk, and then we just add the eggs. No, we are going to add the eggs right now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait a little bit because I want to add the eggs just before the milk is hot enough. Because if not, I have the risk that the egg split. Yeah, the big risk of this recipe is that the egg split. So I just have to be careful. So I'm gonna wait a little bit till the milk heat up a little bit more, and then I will add the eggs to the cornstarch and milk.
Okay, so but the milk should not boil, right?
Not boil, just before boiling. Just like when it starts to rise a little bit, you cut the fire. Because if it boils, the cream in the milk separates from the liquid, and this is not good. It's this kind of thin. I don't know how to say in English, but
yeah, but I understood the point. Yeah, you separate more or less the fat part to the liquid part. Yeah.
So I think it's hot enough, and so I add the egg yolks to the cold milk mixture, whisk it and mix it very well. So like this, uniform, and then we will pour the hot milk inside.
Okay, perfect. So we can go on with the recipe. So the preparation.
We continue with the whisk.
So okay, then you mix everything.
Yeah, mix it and put back in the pot without stopping mixing it. Now you have to be very careful and not stop mixing while it get hot. So now we at the same fire, medium fire, we continue to heat all the mixture in the stove, and without stopping mixing it with the whisk. And we will see how it will eventually thicken.
Ah, okay. So how is going, Xenia? How is going, Pietro? Are you following?
follow.
Is it going too quick, Ivan?
No, it's okay. I think I'm okay, but yeah.
Have you already put out?
Well, because I have never done it, so it's.
Yeah, I can imagine Ivan looks very professional.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what he does.
Exactly. It seems like he's doing a Catalan cream quite every day because it's so fast.
Yeah, not every day, but I used to do like once it's 2 days in the restaurant I used to work in London.
So you're working in a
Okay.
restaurant.
It explains
That's
what.
the trick.
Have you already put out the lemon?
Yeah, he filtered the lemon and so on. When he put the
Okay, you filter. I put
Yeah.
out with a spoon. I don't have a filter.
I mean, if you put in the mixture and you are heating with the lemon, then you can strain it when the custard is done. It's not problem. But I prefer to.
Okay.
But what
So,
are you doing now? Like,
are you a cook, a professional cook in life?
Now, while the mixture is heating up, it's important that you have in a bowl, in a cold bowl, a nut of butter, like 25 grams, because this will help to cool down the cream when it's finished. So it's important that you have this.
Can you repeat what is it, Ivan? A cold bowl with inside?
it's butter.
Okay, butter.
Okay, Ivan,
Okay.
you mute your microphone. So
But not everything was in the recipe.
When it's done, and will give a very good taste and will prevent the mixture from a split. Yeah, I probably speak too much about the splitting.
No.
Is the really the very reason of this recipe.
good.
Now, with the mixture, we have to continue whisking till it boils. And we have to let the mixture boil for 10 seconds, not more. Just for 10 seconds to cook the starch, but that's it. But we don't have to stop whisking.
So I'd like also to say to the ones who are following us on Facebook and YouTube that you could also ask questions. So you just put a comment and I will read the question and I will make the question to the cook. So feel free to ask whatever you want. So this seems a very important moment, so I don't want to
Yeah.
to distract.
Now my mixture is boiling, so I will cook a little bit more, like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, without stopping whisking.
And then you filter again.
Yeah, you filter again because we want a very, very fine cream. You can't avoid to filter now, but for me, it's nice to filter again.
So we can move on the next step of preparation. So the last step.
I'm still waiting the boiling.
This is a very nice idea. I've never thought about to filter a cream, but actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's depend on what result do you want. If you don't filter it, it's gonna have a rather.
Yeah, like having these small balls inside. Understood.
Yeah, but also it's nice. I also like without filtering, but now that this is like how you would do in a restaurant, that you want like a very smooth result. So now the butter is dissolved and emulsified with the mixture. And now you can see that it's thick, but it's creamy and it's quite shiny. This is good. So now we will have to still whisking it for a little bit while it cools down to prevent it from a split. And I have here the typical pot for crema catalana. I just have one.
Great! Where do you buy that? Probably I've never seen it. Probably I have to search for some particular stores.
With your permission, I will try it.
So Pietro and Xenia, do you have the typical pot?
Yeah, I have some. Like, it's not typical, but it looks like it's similar.
Good.
And it's important. Well, it's important. It's important that if you are going to cool, it needs to cool down before serving. But if you are going to cool down, it's important that you put cling film just on top of the cream, because if not, it's gonna have a crust. Personally, I like that crust, but not everybody like it. But personally, I don't mind that crust, because for me, it's like it gives a little bit of texture. But normally, we are speaking now in professional terms. So
good. Well, it's a very evening. So you put in that so that the cream doesn't dry, more or less.
Yeah, doesn't dry. Doesn't get a crust. But if you want, and the crust for me is nice, but not everybody likes it. So it's like this. You need to put just on the skin of the cream.
This is a very peculiar and interesting stuff. Good. So. How's going on, Xenia? How's going on, Pietro? I see that you are putting the cream.
Yes, I put in these dishes, and now I cannot show you because it's still.
So you didn't use the typical pot, the typical Spanish pot.
I didn't know this trick. Actually.
So it shall be really the secret of the cream to use these pots.
Yeah.
This evening, Ivan tell us a lot of tricks and secrets.
Yeah.
Did you try the cream? Is it nice?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now, if you let me, this is meant to be cool, but we are going to do now because it had to cool for 4 hours. But I want to show you how it's typically served. So
4 hours, you say?
Yeah, for about 4 hours or overnight. But I'm gonna do it hot because I want to show you the final result. You put sugar, fine sugar, and with a blowtorch or a hot, I don't know how to say in English, but like a hot iron.
Yeah, but I have a question. How much sugar did you put?
Like this. If you put less, it's not gonna caramelize it because it's going to absorb the moisture of the cream. So like this, more or less like this.
More or less, it's like a thin layer of sugar.
Yeah.
Not so thick because otherwise it's too thick, and so.
Yeah. If it's too thick, when you burn the caramel, the top part of the caramel is gonna be burned, and the bottom layer is gonna be still sugar. So, and we want a nice caramel. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Do you have that flame, Xenia?
I don't have this.
Yeah, me neither. So I think I will.
I have just a thing like this, but already my cream is not that thick.
It won't work, I think.
So I will put it in the end. I will try it out. But...
So Ivan, I think I will melt some sugar in a pot. I know it is a shame for you.
No, I mean,
I put on the top of my cream.
Yes, but we are learning, right? So we are not professional
Sorry.
in cooking.
I really have to say that Ivan surprised all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, you
We
were
do what we
so...
can. I mean.
so this is the final
Wow.
result.
Wow.
It's not the same here. But
Yeah, but I
I've
know.
tried my best, you know. Yeah.
My compliments, Ivan.
Thank you.
Really, my compliments. Well, looking at you, it seems that making Catalan cream is very easy, and moreover,
But it's not. It's
very
really,
fast.
really hard.
No, it's just a matter of practice. So now you have the crunchy caramel, and it's like this.
Wow.
And you have a part of cream and a part of caramel. And it's hot, but it's still nice.
But is it possible we didn't get exactly the same recipe? It's absolutely not the same.
So
Are you
I will show
wondering if he give us just a different recipe so that you make mistakes? And...
Yeah. I did it on purpose. Yeah, I give you a wrong recipe. No, it's the same recipe. It's quite basic. I know it by heart. It's half liter of milk, the lemon, the cinnamon, the orange, 4 yolks, like 80 grams of cornstarch, 100 grams of sugar, and 25 grams of butter. I think this is the recipe I sent you.
Yeah.
I really think that
we can share the ingredients, please. So go, Ksenia, go.
I think that Virginia sent me a really different recipe, but anyway, because in the recipe it said that I have to put it into the oven.
What?
I have to put it into the oven in the recipe. It said.
No.
No.
Is the creme brulee, I think.
No, I have here the receipt. At least the receipt I sent to Paolo.
I totally confirm the recipe is exactly what.
Really? Okay.
So. Yeah, I have nothing about oven.
So
Okay.
no excuses.
Pietro, what about you? Have you managed to have this cream?
I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it. The wrong way is by melting the sugar in a pot and then putting on the top of the cream.
Yeah, it's not a wrong way. It's like making a caramel syrup. It's also okay.
Yeah, I don't have the flame.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Blowtorch.
Okay, the torch.
So for the next week, I'm pretty sure that you will try again to make the.
Yeah, exactly. But we get professional.
So remember to buy the blowtorch, so to caramelize. So go to the shop and ask for that. So well, thank you so much. Well, maybe we could also we still have 20 minutes before ending this event, so we will end at 8:30. So we can also talk about the situation, how's going on. I see that today there were elections in Madrid, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I heard that there's a lot of parties. For example, the right party that, as far as understood, are in coalition with an extremist right party. The Vox party.
This is quite funny because we were making the campaign, and here in Madrid we are not. We are only like 50 members of Volt, and we made the campaign as far as we could. Going to the neighborhood, speaking with the people. But today, in Twitter, we are trending topic. Volt is trending topic. Why? Because the ballot of Volt is close to the ballot of Vox. Vox is the far-right party in Spain, and all Twitter is complaining about the, yes, you put these two ballots together because you want the people to confuse and not to vote the box, and they think that this is a conspiracy, that we are like a ghost party that made by communists and this kind of people, communists, Davos, Bill Gates, all the people.
Okay, so yeah.
And we made this party just to.
But maybe it's a good publicity, you know, a good advertising. Like there's a
conspiracy
theory in it, and like somebody like a ghost party from communists. It's just not bad as publicity.
Yeah. For us, it's really good because even in the national TV of Spain, they mention us. The national television mention us. All Twitter in Madrid is speaking about us. We have been trending topic all day. So, and we are also having new members. At least 10 members have joined us today. So it's a very good publicity. So thanks Far Right for giving us this publicity.
So well, good. So we used to say in Italian.
Yeah, maybe it's a strategy to follow. You know, you just spread some fake news, and then you win.
Exactly. So, but also you, Pietro, and you, Xenia, are going to talk about those elections as far as I know, because you, Pietro, are in the Bologna team, and Bologna is going to make an election soon, as far as I know. And also you, Xenia, you are involved in the Strasbourg election, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And we are going to present our candidates, or we have already submitted the list of our candidates to the city council. And the elections will take place on 20th of June. So we have like around 7-8 weeks. And we are doing it in preparation of the elections next year. There will be legislative elections to the national parliament that will be based on the same program, or like already like we are preparing for it. So we are quite we have some time to do it, but it's a good trial anyway.
Okay, so next year there will be French national election, isn't it?
Yes, but we haven't decided to participate in national elections, but at the same time, next year we have, like in May, there will be national elections, and in June there will be legislative elections. And there will be legislative elections are the elections for the Assemblée Nationale, and it's the national parliament.
And what about you, Pietro, and Bologna?
Yes, we are running for the local election in Bologna that will take place in October, and we have just elected our main candidate that will run to get a position, a seat in the local council. We are deciding if to support the left-wing coalition, so all the left-wing party, or if to run by ourselves alone. It's going to be a difficult decision, because if we join the other parties, we will get less votes in order to get a position in the council. But otherwise, we will lose some, maybe some credibility, some possibility, yes.
Yeah.
While if we run by ourselves, we will have to get many more votes to get a seat in the council. So we have to make this decision now.
Yeah, as far as I know, well, we can also talk about, because since Ivan, sorry, the accent is at the end, told us that they had new members. So as far as I know, the Bologna team is quite huge, isn't it? So how big is your team?
We should be around 70 people that are in the group, but that are actual participating and campaigning and so on. We are around 30, 40. So half of all the people joining officially the group.
Well, I don't know how's the situation in Bologna, but for example, here in my hometown, usually the parties, more or less, they have 4 or 5 people that are really involved. All the others just, I can say, guests.
We are many, actually.
So, what about your group, Ivan, and then Xenia?
So my group is, as I said, we are 50 members, but we are in the campaign. Normally, the campaign was made about 15, 1/3 of the total members. Not all the people come. So, but I think this is like all social groups. There are people that are more involved, and there are people that just go when they have to go. But that's okay. There's at the end of the day, we are working also in work groups. We have meetings each 2 weeks, and these work groups are where the important part of the campaign of our politics of everything is made. So at the end of the day, there are not all the members participate at the same level, but the members that participate are really involucrated and work really hard, because I know people that have been in campaign working and doing campaign all the days, like 7 days working in the morning and doing the campaign in the afternoon, and barely no sleeping, barely no resting. But so that's it, how we work.
Yeah, it's a very hard job doing participating in an election. I did it in September, and it was not so easy. I mean, it took me a lot of time for me and also my voters, my group. I know the situation. I know very well. So, what about you, Xenia?
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, tell us.
We also have not proper time to prepare these elections, because these elections were meant to happen in 2 years, but the president of the Madrid regions want to get more power, and so he decided to do the elections now. But and we only have 1 month to prepare the campaign. We were expecting to have the elections in 2 years. So also we have been struggling with this problem, because we don't have the resources of a big party that can move a lot of people to do all the campaign. But we managed as we could.
As far as I read from the newspaper, there was also an internal fight between the populist party, the Popular Party, sorry, and also a party that was called the Citizen Party. That actually people say that is going to disappear, because it seems that it's not passing either there is a limit or something like this.
Yeah. You have to reach 5% of the total votes to get representation. And yes, they were governing together, but now the Citizen Party is kind of a center party, but they have been losing power throughout the years. So now they probably will disappear in a few years, and the Popular Party wants to get all the votes that the Citizen Party had, and have more power, concentrate on herself, on the president.
So let's go to Xenia. That she's waiting.
Yeah, thank you. It's usually I talk a lot, but now I try to listen. It's also interesting for me to have all this information, and I find it really interesting that Madrid, or like the mayor of Madrid, could just reschedule the elections. For me, it's a very undemocratic approach, but anyway, like reschedule to or like go on, and we are talking about 2 years, not about like just several days, like it is the case in France, because the elections have been rescheduled, but just around 1 week. Basically, they should have taken place on 13th of June, but now it's on 20th, so like it's just 1 week because of the crisis. And in Strasbourg, it's quite interesting because it's a cross-border team. It's the only one we have in Europe, at Volt Europa right now, because it's a cross-border region between Germany and France. Sure, we present our list in Strasbourg, but it means also the German part is working on the elections, and it's a very mixed group. And as there is this cross-border element, we also ask for help Volt Europa, so it's a very, very mixed group. We try to share best practices also from the European level, that we have people involved in the communication from also different parts into the policy. Also, like we have Dutch people, Germans, we have I don't know, French for sure, Italian. So everybody like who wants to get involved into the elections there, everybody's very welcome because we really need help. Now we are around, I don't know, 20 to 30 people, but it's always difficult to to share tasks, you know, like it's really difficult also to establish this cross-border logic that we are really one team and not just helping each other. So it took some time, and now we are so far that we will even change our name. First it was Strasbourg here, but now like after the elections, just in order not to perturb our voters, we want to change the name into Alsace-Ortenau, and these are like two regions, one on the French side, Alsace, and the other region is Ortenau, that is just across the Rhine. So it's quite a really, really interesting experience that we communicate in different languages. We communicate in English, we communicate in French, we communicate in German. We have also different meetings, so every team meets with themselves. Like the German team has their own meeting in German. We have sometimes also our own meetings in French. Then we have a mixed up meetings. It's very interesting. We are also trying out the strategy as I was, as I am, expansion for it on the European level. Also, my main project of the last year was diversity expansion. We are trying it out also in Strasbourg, that we try to partner with diversity associations. Maybe also a good idea for other teams to try it out, like with, I don't know, women, LGBTIQ. Today, after this event, we have also one call with an LGBTIQ association we want to partner. So we are trying everything out because, sure, for now we don't have any deputies there, so we don't have anything to lose, and we can be innovative and really like try a lot of things out.
Yeah. So, well, you said you talk about so this kind of very interesting cross-border group, isn't it? So my question is, so I'd like just to connect to this point to talk about the COVID restriction, you know, that we all have here, different way, different country, but more or less we are all, can we say, locked in house? More or less, because at the moment, for example, in Italy, things change in just the last days. So we are able to go out and have a beer. And this is a very nice.
Wow, we don't. Yeah, really locked in.
So, but sometimes I'm wondering, for example, concerning these cross-border groups, how does it work? And how did it work during this pandemic situation? How is the pandemic situation at this moment? This could be a very interesting question that I'd like to ask all of you. So first, Ksenia, go.
Yeah, in France it's very hard because we have complete lockdown and also cure, so we have everything right now. We can't move, like we can't do anything outside of our houses, or we can just, sure, in small groups we can do something, but the German team can't even cross the border because of the current team. Well, the French team either. We can't cross the border in Strasbourg just because otherwise we have to stay there homeless like for 14 days. Because like there's no officially there is no border, but actually there is one. Because if it's the same city, I don't know if you see Strasbourg here. It's just it has a common tramway. It has it's just divided by a bridge. So it's no division. It's just really the same city, and they can't move from one side to another without like other. Otherwise, we have to respect the quarantine, and it's just not possible. You can't stay 14 days in another city or on the other side of the Rhine, basically.
I didn't know. So it's a very strange situation that I didn't know about Strasbourg. So in some sense, it's like Basel in Swiss that has it's a town divided in three, so French, Swiss, and German, or something like this. So it's called Kell. Yeah, now I see on Google Map, and it's very
it's the same. It's like it's actually the same city now. Because and there was a lot of exchange. People are going on weekends. Usually, like French people go to the German side to do some shopping. German side comes to the French side to do some sightseeing. So it's and it was normal. Now it's not normal anymore. So.
It's a very strange situation, and now I see on Google Maps. Sorry, but I didn't know about this very interesting fact. There is just one bridge.
Yeah, and there's a tramway that goes all of this bridge. So actually, on the 9th of May, we are going to do an action, just a symbolic action that we will try to build up a symbolic wall, like on both sides, that the German side tries to do it, and also the French side will be destroyed, because it's like it shall be like visible, it shall be understandable to people that there is a border actually right now.
Yeah, so for those who is listening us or watching us, the 9th of May is the Europe Day. So I want to say that is the commemoration for the Schuman Declaration. The Schuman Declaration is the first time that someone, a politician, talks about the European Union. So that's why we, as Volt, we're going to celebrate it, and it will be this Sunday. So let's go on. So, well, Pietro, you can explain to people how's the situation in Italy. That is completely different, isn't it?
Yes, actually, the situation recently changed, no, Paolo? A few weeks ago, we were in almost a complete lockdown, something close to that. And now we are almost free to do not everything, but we can do many things. We can move from one city to another. We can go out for a beer. We can meet friends, of course, without creating big groups. But we can even go to restaurant if we do the dinner outside. So the restaurant are open again. The bar are open again.
Just from Monday, last Monday. So last week,
yes.
last Monday. Before that, so the Sunday, the day before, we were just in lockdown. So it has been a very big change for all of us. Going out and having a beer with some friends. Clearly, wearing the mask. Clearly,
yes.
You cannot be too many people on the same table. So at most 4 people in the same table. So a large table, most 4 people, one on each angle. So there are some things that you have to keep an eye. Clearly, but since the situation, the pandemic situation is not going so bad, so it seems that it's going better, thanks to the vaccination also, and thanks to this kind of data. That's all of us Italians are reading every day on the newspaper. So the government decided in this way. My opinion, my personal opinion, I'm expecting that this will last just for another week, and then we will be back in a lockdown probably. Because this happened also in the past, so I'm expecting to see something similar. But the question now that I'd like to ask to Ivan, It's also about this election that you had, because as far as I've seen, one of the topic inside of this election in Madrid was also about the lockdown and the pandemic situation, isn't it? Because as far as I read, the far right party, the Vox party, for example, was totally against the lockdown, and the major, that is from the Popular Party, asked to reopen everything, isn't it? So, but how is the situation in Madrid?
So yes, you're right. Madrid has been an exception at least in Spain. I don't know if there is another example in Europe, but Madrid has been, since the hard lockdown in the last year, Madrid has been open, never closed, never another lockdown, and the restaurants has been open always. And we only have like a curfew. The restaurant have to close at 11. And we cannot be more than certain people, and we cannot meet with other people, with other households in a private place. Like I cannot meet with my friend at his place. But apart from that, Madrid has been open. Restaurants opens, bars opens, even the interiors. And the thing is that the cases in Madrid has not been low. Madrid is the I don't know if now is the leader, but has been the leader of the COVID cases throughout since last year, throughout all the year. But I don't know why they do that, but they prefer not to close, because closing means to give public money to the business. They still have to eat, they still have to pay bills, and they don't want to do that. They just want freedom, but freedom in my opinion, in the bad sense is, yes, you have freedom, but then you are having more than 1,000 cases per 100,000 of COVID, and all the hospitals full, and more or less like 500 deaths per day.
So
this is the freedom you want.
Price. Freedom has a price, and a price in life. So it's not so easy, I know.
Yeah.
I can really understand what you're saying. So now it's 8:30, and sadly we have to close and going to an end of this evening altogether. So I would have a lot of questions for you and a lot of things to talk about. So, but sadly, we have to come to an end because, well, after 1 hour, it's a good time to end. So I'd like to thank all of you to have participated in this panel, in this event this evening. I really have to make a good thing. Thank you, Ivan, because you really look professional. And then I will check again the video. For all of you, you can find on YouTube this video on the Volt Europa page. So I'd like to make the Catalan Cream following step by step, because I'm pretty sure that I won't be able to make it right, but I will try. So before ending, I'd like to make some a big thanks to some people that are not here, or, well, let me say that are not visible right now. So the first big thanks goes to Arne Adolfs, that is our tech guy in Volt Europa, and is the one who made everything able for all of you to be watched in YouTube and streamed on Facebook. Really, thanks. And I also like to say thanks to Virginia Conti from the Bologna team, because she's the one who helped me to contact all of you and to set up this event. And clearly also some people in the Volt Europa team, so like Michael Vogtman and Christopher Gudaker, that with me were able to set up all this series of events. Indeed, also tomorrow and the day after, till Saturday and Sunday, we will have one evening each night at the same time, 7:30. Tomorrow, we are going to have a very funny trivia game about languages in Europe, and I suggest all of you to join the game, and it will be we will pass a very funny evening all together. So thank you so much, Pietro. Thank you so much, Xenia. Thank you so much, Ivan. And I hope that this collaboration will go on also in the future.
Thank you, Paolo.
Thank you.
Thank you lots. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a nice
Bye.
dinner. Goodbye, guys.